What is up? Welcome to another edition of Sacktown Movie Buffs. Once again, I'm Kier, and this is Jason. And today we are back reviewing a new film that is now streaming on Netflix, I believe. Yeah, called Thunder Force, which stars Melissa McCarthy and Octavia Spencer. So we'll be getting into that. And I say, without further ado, we get into it right now. So let's get into it. I'll go ahead and
Yeah.
take it on. It's a pretty easy plot to start with. So basically, the characters of Octavia Spencer and Melissa McCarthy, they basically were kind of like best friends since they were kids. Octavia Spencer's character was always kind of more of like the academic person. Actually, I should back up and tell you about the full gist of the movie. So actually, the movie's it's in a world where basically there was, I think it was like a meteor or something, I don't remember, that like crashed and hit the Earth and basically turned a bunch of like regular people into basically superheroes or enhanced special power people. I shouldn't call them superheroes.
I think it just went like by the Earth, so kind of like Maximum Overdrive, kind of.
Yeah, something like that. But for some reason, it gave a group of people like enhanced powers. Unfortunately, all the people with like the enhanced powers also are pretty much bad people for the most part. So most of the people that achieved like the special powers are like bad people. So they just cause like destruction and murder and like mayhem for no reason, just because they really can. So they it's just like a group of just like, villains basically that have special powers. Um, kind of like the boys. You know what I mean? Like if
Mm.
the Amazon show, The Boys, were pretty much a lot of the superheroes in that show are like villains, but there are good superheroes in there as well. But most of them, the main guy is a villain. You know what I mean? The Superman type guy that has the best powers is a villain. Whereas in this case, it's kind of similar. And basically, and it's not a spoiler, but basically, the Octavia Spencer's parents are like really like working on they've been doing like testing and things of that nature, and they were working on like making their own superheroes in order to basically combat like the bad people, the evil people, or whatever case may be. Long story short, basically her parents are murdered, and so that's kind of her life mission. She now lives with her grandmother, and that's been kind of her life mission to finish the work that her parents started, because she's also very smart and that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, Melissa McCarthy is kind of like your classic, screw up in school, but somehow they just form a friendship just based on being kind of like the opposites attract, or, Melissa McCarthy kind of sticks up for his character, kind of sticks up for her because she's always getting picked on, because she's so academic and kind of more of a nerd, if you will. And she basically kind of befriends her and they become best friends. For many years, and then basically around their like teenage years, they kind of have a falling out over some events that happen, because like Octavia Spencer's character is more, it's like a younger version of her, but is more into like her academics and trying to really do the research that her parents started so she can enhance special powers. And they end up, for whatever reason, they have a big blowout and fight and basically never speak to each other again for like, I don't know, a decade or something like that. Long story short, they kind of, because of I think high school reunion is coming up. So they basically try to become friends again. So basically, Melissa McCarthy goes and visits Octavia Spencer, who's basically now this big like uh, scientist or whatever, and has her own building and is a gazillionaire and all this kind of stuff. Is working on all this like secret research, and kind of when she comes to visit her, she starts playing around with stuff and inadvertently injects herself with like some enhanced superpowers that they were working on, basically. And so basically, she becomes, in a sense, a superhero that has like all these like superhuman strength, basically. So she can like pick up buses and throw them and that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, Octavia Spencer's character ends up becoming like this invisible person who can be invisible, but is not really a fighter. So she basically just turns invisible half the time. And they basically team up to become Thunder Force to fight bad guys. And that's kind of basically the gist of the film for the most part. It kind of goes from there. They go to fight all the bad guys and that kind of stuff. And they get mixed up with, a host of other bad guys. It's got a lot of big cameos in it. Jason Bateman's in there as basically like this guy that basically was turned into like a half like crab, and he's got like claws for hands. It's got what's the guy's name? Carvel, what's his name? Bobby.
Bobby Cannavale.
Yeah, Bobby Cannavale. He's like this mayor or running for mayor or something. Calls himself the king, and he basically has all these super enhanced people, kind of working with him and that kind of stuff. And so they kind of get mixed up with those guys, and so basically it's like an action comedy, if you will, with like super enhanced powers. So that's generally the gist of the film. I think that's pretty much the best way to describe it. Overall, I mean, like I said, I laughed enough to say that I liked it. Is it going to win any Oscars or anything of that nature? Heck no. But I overall had a good time. I thought it was funny in parts. I thought that their chemistry was good. I didn't know this going in, but apparently Melissa McCarthy and Octavia Spencer have been friends for like many years apparently, and I guess just wanted to make a movie together basically. And you could tell they just wanted to have some fun and make like a fun, silly, wacky movie. And overall, I kind of dug it. I didn't think it was like super terrible or anything like that. I dug it. I thought it was fun. I laughed enough to enjoy it, and I don't know, thought it was kind of funny, and I enjoyed it. Jason, your take?
Yeah. I wish I could join you in enjoying this movie, but I didn't. I think it's a good premise. It's a good premise for a comedy, and they had a good cast. It looks like they all had fun making it. I don't have anything against Melissa McCarthy. I think she's really funny, even though she does still just basically do the same thing in almost every one of her movies. I love Octavia Spencer, of course. I'm really into Jason Bateman right now because I just finished Ozark. I finally caught up with Ozark, which blew my mind. It's amazing. Yeah, that show is amazing, and I also rewatched Game Night recently. So I'm going through a Jason Bateman phase right now. So I will say what a lot of people are saying, that he's the best part of this movie too. I think. But yeah, I think it's a good premise for a comedy, but it just felt like they made the laziest possible movie with that premise. They basically just, you can tell they just let the actors kind of improv most of the time, and it wasn't. I laughed like twice, I think. And it just, like, all the jokes were telegraphed. It was so predictable. I knew exactly where it was going. I knew where all the jokes were going before they even gave the setup all the way. So I don't know. It just felt like a waste of time to me. I don't have anything against Netflix movies. Netflix movies are great a lot of the time, but this felt like one of those that's going to be, like, of course, in the top 10 for a couple of weeks, and then next year this time nobody will remember this movie at all, and that's probably the way it should be, really, because there's nothing really here worth remembering, I don't think. Yeah, it didn't do nothing for me, man. Sorry.
Hey, that's fine. Different strokes for different folks, man. Like I said, I didn't love it or nothing. I didn't think it was like amazing, but I thought it was just a fun, little Netflix movie with a comedy and some humor. So I enjoyed it. But apparently, not the same sentiment for you. So cool.
Nope.
Well, that makes the review short and quick. Anything else you wanted to add about Full Force?
No.
All right, cool. Well, in that case,
it's already taken too much of my life as it is.
I see. That's how you really feel. Well, overall great, and face you would give Thunder Force.
I gave it 1.5 out of 5. So that's a D+. So that's definitely a sad face, or a bored face, or a mad face. One of those. That's pretty much how I felt, except when a couple of scenes here and there.
Cool. Yeah. I guess I've just been defaulting to this grade lately. But I gave it a 3 out of 5. Like I said, I didn't love it. I didn't think it was amazing or anything like that. So I'm not saying, go out and watch this right now, you're gonna love it. But like I said, I enjoyed it. I had some fun with it. Like I said, it was just like a silly check your brain at the door kind of film for me. So I enjoyed it. I was able to do that and had a good time watching it. So 3 out of 5, and I'll just give it a smile with no teeth. So cool. Well, like I said, it's streaming on Netflix right now. Let us know down in the comments if you've seen it. Did you like it? Did you not like it? As always, if you like the channel, we ask that you like, subscribe, make sure you hit that bell notification, and we'll be back again with another show for you guys again real soon. We thank you for watching and hope you have a great day. Bye.